Most men don't notice it at first. It's not pain and it's not weakness either. It's something quieter. You move through your morning routine, wash your face, sip your coffee, take a walk, but somewhere deep in your body, the usual signal is missing. That silent change down there may not come with alarms, but it carries weight. You're not sick, you're still active, but something in you has slowed without permission. What's surprising is where the solution often begins. Not in the pharmacy, but on your breakfast plate. I've spent years helping older men reconnect with their vitality, and I've seen how small, consistent morning habits can reignite what once felt lost. According to research from Tufts University, the first hour after waking is a powerful window for restoring circulation and hormonal rhythm, especially in the lower body. The foods you eat or skip during that time quietly shape your energy, sleep, and even your confidence. So if you felt something change lately, even if you can't name it, I want you to know you're not alone. And more importantly, your body hasn't forgotten how to work. It just needs the right message. Let's talk about how breakfast might be that message. You may not talk about it, but you've likely felt it. A change that isn't dramatic or painful, but still very real. It starts quietly, maybe as a sense of disconnection in the morning, or a slower response from your body when you expect more. You chalk it up to stress aging or a poor night's sleep, but the feeling stays. It follows you through the day like a part of you isn't fully awake anymore. For many men over 60, this isn't about a medical condition or something obvious. It's about a gradual shift in rhythm, especially down there where signals used to be automatic. What once responded naturally now feels muted. There's no alarm, no clear symptom, just a slower version of yourself moving through life without the same internal spark. And that spark is more than just physical. It shapes your mood, your confidence, and your sense of presence in your own skin. Often these subtle changes are dismissed or ignored because they don't come with pain, but they matter. That early morning heaviness in your legs, the coolness in your feet, the urge to urinate more often at night, these are not random. They're signs that your circulation and hormone rhythm may be fading quietly and that your lower body isn't receiving the same oxygen-rich blood flow it once did. It's not your fault, and it's not irreversible. Your body still knows how to repair, how to respond, and how to return to balance, but it needs the right cues. And those cues often start at breakfast, not just with calories, but with nutrients that reawaken your body's natural signals, especially in areas that often fall silent with age. If you've ever stood in front of the mirror and thought, I still feel like me, but something's different, you're not imagining things, you're just reading your body right. The next step is learning how to send the right message back. There's a quiet window of time each morning that most men don't think about. That first hour after waking is when your body is most responsive. Your blood vessels are relaxed, your muscles are ready to absorb nutrients, and your hormone signals are waiting for instruction. What you choose to eat during that time doesn't just fuel your day. It sets the tone for your circulation, metabolism, and hormone balance, especially in places that often grow quiet with age. If you reach for nothing but black coffee or a piece of toast, your body receives a signal of stress. Blood sugar drops, cortisol spikes, and blood vessels start to constrict. Over time, this routine leads to weaker blood flow and slower hormone output, including testosterone, the key to muscle strength, energy, and healthy signals down there. On the outside, you may look fine, but inside, your rhythm is slipping off track. A growing body of research, including findings from Tufts University, confirms that skipping breakfast or choosing empty calories disrupts the internal cycle that regulates male hormones. Your body is designed to respond to specific cues in the morning: magnesium, amino acids, fiber, and slow digesting carbs. These nutrients don't just feed your muscles, they activate nitric oxide, support vascular flexibility, and help maintain healthy testosterone levels without artificial interference. You might be surprised to learn that just one well-balanced breakfast can begin shifting things back in your favor. When your body receives the right nutrients, first thing it begins to repair the pathways that support blood flow and hormonal rhythm, especially in your pelvic region. This isn't about eating more, it's about eating smarter. Choosing the right foods in the morning is like flipping a master switch for your entire system. The good news is your body is still listening. It hasn't forgotten how to work. It simply needs a better message, one that says it's time to rebuild. And that message starts not with medicine, but with a spoonful of real supportive food. In the next section, let's talk about the humble bean that's been sitting in your pantry waiting to help restore what age has only paused, not taken away. Food number 1, black beans. In the world of trendy superfoods, black beans don't get much attention, but what they lack in flash, they make up for in function. These small, dark legumes are packed with essential nutrients that quietly support circulation, muscle tone, and hormone balance, especially in areas most affected by aging. For many men over 60, that includes the pelvic region where blood flow tends to slow without notice. Black beans are rich in L-arginine, a natural amino acid that helps your body produce nitric oxide. This molecule signals blood vessels to relax and open, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to flow through your arteries. When nitric oxide levels are low, which is common as we age, blood flow becomes restricted, especially down there. But with enough L-arginine in your system, your body can restore that natural rhythm without needing artificial help. They also deliver magnesium, which helps your blood vessels stay flexible, and anthocyanins, plant compounds known to reduce inflammation and protect artery walls. Together, these nutrients form a gentle but powerful team that works in the background to reactivate circulation where you need it most. What's more, black beans contain soluble fiber that helps strip away excess LDL cholesterol, keeping your arteries clean and reducing resistance to blood flow. One of my longtime patients, Richard, a 7-year-old retired truck driver from Ohio, came to me after noticing a slow but steady change in his mornings. He wasn't sick, but his energy and responsiveness felt like they were slipping away. We made one simple shift, adding 2 tablespoons of black beans to his breakfast 3 times a week. He mixed them into oatmeal or paired them with eggs. Within 4 weeks, he started waking up feeling lighter, more grounded, and more in tune with his body. He said, "Doc, I'm not 20 again, but I finally feel like all the parts are working together again. Preparation makes a difference." Soaking black beans overnight or cooking them in a pressure cooker softens the starches and makes them easier to digest. Rinse them well before cooking to remove oligosaccharides, the compounds that cause gas. If you have gout, stick to modest portions as black beans contain purines. And if you're on blood thinners, track your vitamin K intake, though black beans contain only a small amount. What matters most is consistency. A spoonful of black beans isn't a miracle, but over time it sends a powerful message. It tells your circulatory system, I'm still here and I want to work. When you start your day with something that feeds blood flow naturally, you're not just eating, you're healing. You're reminding your body that strength and sensitivity down there are still possible. In the next section, I'll show you how to build on this foundation with 3 more ingredients that help keep the momentum going. Starting with a breakfast bowl that does more than fill you up, it restores you from the inside out. Food number 2, oats, chia, seeds, and almonds. There's something comforting about a warm bowl of oats in the morning. But beyond comfort, oats deliver a set of nutrients that help your blood vessels, your hormones, and your masculine rhythm down there work in sync. For men over 60, that kind of support isn't a luxury. It's a daily necessity. Steel-cut oats are packed with beta-glucan, a form of soluble fiber that actively removes LDL cholesterol from your bloodstream. Less cholesterol means wider arteries, which means your blood doesn't have to push as hard to get where it needs to go. Over time, this translates into steadier circulation, including to areas that rely heavily on healthy blood flow, your legs, your pelvic floor, and your bladder. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that just 1 bowl of oats a day could lower LDL cholesterol by up to 10% in 4 weeks. But oats are just the beginning. When you top them with soaked chia seeds, you get more than texture. You get a slow-release energy source that hydrates your system and delivers ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that improves artery flexibility and reduces blood pressure. What's more, chia helps your body release water through the kidneys, reducing strain on your heart and helping blood reach the lower regions more efficiently. Add in toasted almond flakes, and now you're feeding your blood vessels magnesium, polyphenols, and healthy fats, all of which support vascular tone and muscle repair. Almonds also help stabilize blood sugar, preventing the spikes and crashes that drain energy mid-morning. For older men whose internal rhythm is already slowing the stable fuel is a form of defense. It keeps your system steady and sharp, especially during those early hours when your body is most vulnerable to dips in blood pressure and circulation. One of my patients, Tom, a 5-year-old retired accountant, replaced his sugary cereal with this simple combination: oats, chia almonds, 5 days a week. 8 weeks later, his blood pressure was lower, his energy was more even, and he told me, mornings feel calm again. I don't feel that inner drag anymore. And that's the key, getting back the natural rhythm that used to come without effort. To get the most out of this meal, soak your chia seeds overnight in water or unsweetened almond milk to form a gel that's easier to digest. Stick to 1 or 2 tablespoons of almond flakes. They're nutrient dense and don't require much to be effective. If you're sensitive to gluten, choose certified gluten-free oats, as even naturally gluten-free varieties can be contaminated during processing. This breakfast isn't flashy, it's not exotic, but it works. It rebuilds you slowly with nutrients that whisper instead of shout, reminding your body how to flow, respond, and feel steady down there. In the next section, I'll introduce a drink that might already be sitting in your kitchen cabinet, one that supports circulation without caffeine crashes or added sugar. Food number 3, green tea. Not all solutions come in solid form. Sometimes the answer is in a cup, warm, steady, and surprisingly powerful. Green tea has been used for centuries in many cultures, but only recently have we begun to understand its effect on circulation and hormone rhythm, especially for older men who feel their internal energy slipping. What makes green tea so unique is a compound called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. This natural antioxidant activates a biochemical pathway in your blood vessels, encouraging them to relax and expand. When that happens, blood flows more freely down there to your legs, your pelvic floor, and your bladder. Unlike coffee, which spikes your nervous system and then crashes, green tea supports circulation without strain. It gently wakes up the parts of you that have grown quiet with age. In a clinical study at McMaster University, researchers found that a single cup of green tea could increase flow-mediated dilation by 30% within 2 hours. That's the measure of how well your arteries respond under pressure. Even a 5% increase is considered meaningful. But green tea does more than expand blood vessels. It protects them. The antioxidants in green tea guard nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly, which means the signal to expand stays longer and works deeper. One of my patients, Archie, age 72, had been drinking sugary soda every afternoon for energy. We swapped it for one simple habit: hot sencha green tea twice a day. 3 weeks later, he told me his hands and feet felt warmer, his legs lighter, and his mornings more alert. "Doc," he laughed, "my teapot is better than any pill I've tried." And the truth is, he's right. Green tea may not shout, but it restores circulation in a way your body understands. To get the most from it, use loose leaf sencha instead of tea bags. Steep it in water just below, boiling around 175 to 180 degrees for about 3 minutes. Add a squeeze of lemon if you like. The vitamin C helps your body absorb more catechins from the tea. If you're on medication like statins or blood thinners, enjoy green tea in moderation and space it a few hours apart. More isn't always better. But a small, consistent habit like 2 cups a day can help your body remember how to flow again, not just in your heart or your head, but also down there where confidence begins quietly. In the next section, we'll look at a small fruit that builds on this circulation effect and might be the simplest thing you can add to your plate tomorrow. Food number 4, blueberries. Sometimes the smallest things make the biggest difference. That's certainly true with blueberries, one of the simplest, most powerful foods for restoring circulation and vascular flexibility, especially in men over 60. You don't need much. A handful in the morning can send a clear message to your arteries. Wake up and flow, especially down there where blood flow often declines with age. Blueberries are loaded with anthocyanins, the same plant pigments that give them their deep blue color. These compounds help your blood vessels relax by increasing nitric oxide and reducing oxidative stress, two factors that become critical for male health after 60. When arteries are tight or inflamed, even a strong heart has trouble pushing blood into the areas that matter most. Blueberries help take the pressure off. In fact, clinical studies show that 1 cup of blueberries a day can improve flow-mediated dilation by up to 2%, a small number that translates into a meaningful improvement in blood flow. What makes blueberries even more effective is how they work over time. The compounds your body creates after digesting them, like protocatechuic and vanillic acids, actually help retrain your arteries to stay more open and responsive. This leads to better circulation, not just in the morning, but all day long, including to the lower pelvic region where hormone rhythm and energy start. I had one patient, 70 years old, who added half a cup of frozen blueberries to his plain yogurt every morning. Nothing else changed. After 6 months, his blood pressure dropped by 7 points and his doctor reduced his medication. More importantly, he said, "I feel sharper. I feel more alive." And you could see it in the way he carried himself. Blueberries are easy to enjoy, fresh, frozen, or stirred into oatmeal. They're naturally low in sugar and high in fiber, making them ideal for blood sugar control. If you've had kidney stones, stick to half a cup since they do contain oxalates. But for most men, a full serving a few times a week can provide quiet, lasting support. This tiny fruit may not look like much, but inside it holds the power to turn on your circulation, one smooth morning at a time. In our final section, let's pull everything together, how one simple breakfast routine can become the foundation for a renewed energy, strength, and confidence in your body again. By now, you've seen how much power lives in the first hour of your day. A small bowl of oats, a handful of blueberries, a spoonful of black beans, or a warm cup of green tea, none of it is complicated. But when used consistently, these foods become tools not just for nourishment, but for circulation, strength, and quiet confidence down there. Aging does not mean fading. It means learning how to support what's already within you gently, consistently, and wisely. Your body still remembers how to flow, respond, and feel grounded. You're not trying to be 20 again. You're simply reclaiming what makes you feel whole. So tomorrow morning, don't skip breakfast. Choose one thing from this list and give your body a message it understands. I'm here. I still care. You don't need to be perfect, just steady. If this guide gave you something to think about, leave a comment and let me know which food you'll start with. Or share it with a friend who might need a little encouragement too. This journey isn't about going back. It's about moving forward with strength and clarity, one quiet morning at a time.